So this is Livia's driving test on the 17th of November 2023 with Moose driving. Livia came to Moose after having a few years of driving, but not really having the confidence to be able to drive well, to trust that she was doing the right thing. She came to us in September, and this was in November when she passed the test. Nice job here, nice and slow, checking from the left, checking from the right to make sure it's nice and clear. The examiner normally at this point does a good job of just chatting to the student, asking what they normally do for a living or what they normally be doing today. Try and get a sense of how they're feeling. So we see in this video at full speed exactly how it happened. Nice approach to the end here. Really bumpy at the end, so nice slow down. Lots of lorries in this area. When you come out of the test centre, you're always turn left here. There are a lot of lorries. It can be a very, very busy area. Always drive into the environment you've got. The road's wide enough for the two of us. So as we head down this road, we've got a roundabout at the end. And with the Sainsbury's on the right hand side, and especially here, with about 6-7 weeks to Christmas, it's starting to get a bit busy at that roundabout. So you'll see that Livia does have to wait for a while for a gap. But if you have to wait, you have to wait. There's plenty of traffic coming around. The examiner could see what was happening. She could see what was happening. There's a couple of drivers without good indicators on. If you're not sure, then leave it. Don't go. As always with the camera on the car, it faces straight out the front. We don't quite get to see what's on the right hand side. As we go ahead now, we're told to be turning left at the traffic lights. And then at the traffic lights left, and at the next traffic lights right. Nicely up to speed here, through the green lights. Livia worked really well on her mirrors. They improved and improved, and she got no faults for mirrors and observations. Over to the right hand side with a lane change and another to turn right at the lights, and she was lucky they changed straight away for her. I always say to my students, on a driving test there'll be something odd, and Livia's something odd is coming up here, which is as soon as she's turned, all the traffic is stopped. Some cars have decided to turn around. She stayed calm. She stayed where she was. She left a bit of room in front of her in case turning around was the right thing to do. And the examiner just stayed quiet for a moment. It's really important at this point for the examiner to make sure the student makes decisions where the student can. Keeping an eye on mirrors whenever you move, making sure there's nobody else coming by. We've already had a motorbike go by. Anybody else could be by as well. So we need to know wherever they are. And the examiner makes a comment to sort of say that it's busy, not sure what's happening down here. Just to reassure the student that they can see it's busy as well. You still need to make the decision as a student of what you're going to do here. And just in the distance we can see there's a great big thing on the back of a lorry. It's a wide load, a long load being reversed into a road on the right hand side. And then there's another one parked on the left as well. The examiner tells her not to worry, that he will help her a little if she needs it coming through. He points out that it looks like a very unusual load. But it really is for the driver, the learner, who's on their test, to make the decision of what to do, where to go, how close to be to the car in front, when to go out right, whose priority it is. He had simply advised her here to stay well wide of the unusual load. And that's all he said. And then carry on following the road around to the right, is what he said. And now is a time where really our techniques that we learn on our driving, with Moose driving, come into force. Of being able to say tick tick, to leave everything behind us and focus now on what we have. A bend, a hill, over a bridge, and then going downhill. Forget what's just happened. Yes, the lorry was unusual. Yes, that was weird. Yes, you did a good job. Forget it. Think about what's happening now. So as we come down now to Netherfield, we've got parked cars on the left-hand side. A few cars coming the other way. And Livia's about to pick up one fault, one driving fault. She had 3 in total, and she's about to get the first one, and it's coming up here. The priority was with the red car. She checked her mirrors, she indicated, she got on with it quickly. She did inconvenience that red car, but not hugely. They didn't have to dramatically stop. So that's why it's a driving fault and not a serious fault. Need to give way from the right hand side here, so these cars all need to go. And here in Netherfield, it's a very enclosed space, with the buildings very close to you, pedestrians close, the crossing close. As soon as you've cleared the roundabout, the zebra crossing, you need to check both ways. Lots of parked cars. Another zebra crossing coming up as well. Today it's easy to see both sides of that crossing, but often you get cars and vans parked all the way up to the crossings. With a zebra crossing, the rule is you're stopping, unless you can prove it's clear. If you can't prove it's clear because you can't see, then you're slowing down, ready to stop. And that applies here at the next zebra crossing. You can't see the left-hand side, but now you can. You've got to make that decision quite late, and therefore you've got to be ready to stop. Great speed here, keeping up with the car ahead, travelling near the speed limit. A couple of cars parked on the left, but no cars coming the opposite way. So nicely out to the right hand side with great mirror checks. In this environment, you need to be at the speed limit, unless there's something which tells you can't be. And with no parked cars on our side, we should be at the speed limit down that section there. We were. We'll be turning left at the traffic lights. So she's kept nicely to the left-hand side, which is put her naturally into the left-hand lane, so we can turn left at the lights. As you come to a stop, quick check of the mirrors. You never know when the lights are going to change. And if you've done that check of the mirrors as you come to a stop, then you know what's next to you. Because it's been a while since we did that mirror check, before we go, we'll check those side mirrors so we know what's alongside of us. We are turning left after all. If a bike came up the left-hand side of us, we'd need to know it was there. So checking both mirrors as we pull away. Into New Road, gather some speed and check your mirrors, especially the right. That wide road is getting narrower. Second road on the left, that's the first road. So next road on the left. 20-mile-an-hour sign there on the way in. Really bright sunshine and quite low sunshine as well at this time of the year. Can cause a lot of problems seeing things. Not just us seeing things, but other people seeing things. So it could be pedestrians and other cars can make mistakes in this sort of weather. and then we're asked to pull up on the left. So now the examiner's putting the sat-nav in place and letting her now know that we're now going to start the independent driving part of the driving test, where we wanted to follow the sat-nav. And then asked her to drive on when she's ready. And we're about to get the second of the 3 driving faults coming up. What was the speed limit when we came into this road? Do you remember? Always know what the speed limit is when you set off. She set off, gained good speed. A couple of parked cars on the left, nice and clear ahead. And at this point she's at 22, 23, 24 miles an hour and realises and brings her speed right down to 20 again. So although she did break that speed limit, she knew it straight away, and crucially she acted on it straight away. Being above that speed limit and leaving it there, that's dangerous. Being above the speed limit and seeing it and bringing it down, that's the safe thing. And that's why it was a driving fault for that use of speed. Really tight left-hand turn here, really nicely done. She recognised it was a tight turn, so nice and slow. We're still in a 20 mile an hour section, of course. Always remember what the speed limit is in any road, as we then do one of our pull-ups on the left. You'll normally have at least 4 pull-up on the left. One will be a hill start, which is the one we just had. One will be an angled start, when you're asked to pull up behind a car and then move away. And then 2 or more pull-ups on the left in an open area. Blind spot check every single time we pull away, as well as full observations all around before that. Really bumpy road here, and often quite busy. Plenty of opportunity to show how good you are on the side mirrors every time we are going to go out to the right, a right mirror. Every time we come back to the left, looking past the car to the curb to make sure it's clear, and getting back to a safe place for a bend where anyone could come in, maybe coming around the other side. At the end of the road, we're turning right. Did you see the speed limit change? And then we're asked to pull up on the left again. So this time we're asked to pull up on the left and leave about 1 car length to the car ahead. Don't worry about driveways and drop curbs on this occasion. And now he's asking Livia just to move forward, stop. So that she's in about 1 car length away. And then drive on when you're ready. So this is the angled start. So this is to make sure that yes, you're doing the blind spots, yes, you're doing everything you've done before on a normal pull away. You're definitely going to indicate because you're hidden behind that car. You're also considering that car and you're not going to cut across the front corner of it. You're going to come wide away from it. So with the same width away at the front as the back. And then carry on following the sat-nav on this occasion. So at some point on the driving test there will always be a long road, quite a boring road, where in theory you could shut off a little bit. You could forget to check the mirrors and switch off. Don't. Be paying attention all the time. It's a lovely wide road, so we don't have to check the right mirror every time we go past the car because we're not really moving out to the right. But we still need regular checks of the mirrors. We still need to know what's happening around us. We still need to keep up the speed where we can. Again, lovely wide road, so we should be doing around 30. Then the road's changing a little bit. I've got a sign on the left telling us humps coming up, and there's lots of parked cars around as well. So the environment has changed, so your driving should change a little. So we're just a little bit slower down here. Speeding up between the bumps, slowing down for the bumps. So every speed bump there is, we need to check a mirror before we slow down. Check a right mirror when we speed up, make sure there's nobody overtaking, or if there is, we know who's overtaking. Good observations and planning all around. Plenty of cars down here, plenty of side roads where people could be coming in or out of. Lots of opportunity for pedestrians. And then the sat-nav is telling us that at the roundabout it's right second exit. Got a road on the right hand side just before. Let's try not to put the indicator on too soon. So indicator now. The person on the left was not in a position to cross. They were far enough away from the end of the road. Nice speed around there. And then up here we go. Nice wide road again, so up to around 30, as long as the road allows it. Nicely staying out to the right hand side, no point coming over to the left. You've got a very wide lane to use, there's only one. But at the traffic lights we'll be turning right, and therefore putting ourselves next to that white line nice and early puts us straight into our lane that we want. Means that nobody behind will be confused. No one behind is going to try and get past us, because it's already shown we're in a good place to turn right. Now is the time to breathe when you pulled up to the lights. Breathe, relax, and then you get ready to go again. Check the side mirrors. Away we go. We're turning right here, of course. Find where the bollard is on the right. Know what to keep left of. And this is quite an unusual road here. The road markings are really, really poor. We've got one lane on the left. There are two lanes on the right. There's a bus lane and another. You can just about see that white line below us. We can't help but go over that white line because of all the parked cars on the left. So we're relying on everybody working together. We come back to the left when we can. When we have to go out, we go out. We hope that other drivers going the other way can see that and can move over a little as well. So we've had a lot of wide open roads on this drive so far, but that's all about to change. In towards another town centre, you can see the parked cars and the buses and the shop fronts, so expecting more pedestrians as well. Always look behind a bus, make sure there's nobody walking or running out. Often cars will stop at the side to drop people off, like that one there, and people will get out suddenly. Come up towards the lights, we don't want to block any junctions. I come up nice and slowly. Check the mirrors so you know what's around you. Be ready to go. Check the mirrors as you go. Livia was always good at spotting hazards around us and ahead of us. She'd have seen that pedestrian with the dog on the side and quickly established it's on a lead, it's safe. The person with the child, they're near the fence, they're far away. So being able to spot these potential hazards ahead is really key. Not just spotting the hazard, but understanding the danger as well. So yeah, you've seen a hazard, but how much of a hazard is it? What do I need to do about it? So that car's really slow, going tight in, they're going to park so we can go by. And then we'll be wanting a road on the left. As we turn in, we can see that we can't see very far at all. It goes downhill, it goes downhill quite dramatically. It's a nice and slow pace. See a van going very quick, but seeing they also quickly move over to the side out of our way. A little bit narrow, but Livia did a great job of understanding the size of the car, slowing it down just in case, getting it through, and downhill we go. And then she's asked to pull up on the left whenever safe. So they'll ask you to pull up on the left, and it's your choice of where is safe. You decide what safe is. Next to another car, well, if the road is wide enough, we can be opposite a car. But if there's an opportunity to be just past it or just before it, we'll take that instead, which is exactly where Livia decided to stop on this occasion. It was after the red car on the right at a nice high curb, not a low curb. Just sometimes you're left to decide for yourself, and sometimes the examiner will specify exactly where. And when we get to the giveaway lines, we'll be turning right. Nice and quick to establish that car is waiting for us, so signal to the right, and through we go. Always best to signal right if you've changed what you were looking like you were doing. She looked like she was stopping, so then she signalled right to make sure that the driver knew that she was coming. Person running on the right hand side, are they going to be a trouble to us? Could be. They're obviously in a hurry for something. Are they going to run across that road? Livia was looking at them. She kept her eyes to the right and looking ahead and right, and now she knows she's past them, so forget about them. Tick tick. Move on. And almost as if to make up for all those wide roads we had before, we're going to get a very narrow road coming up. Next road on the left. And we can see from the signs at the entrance it's a one-way road, and the white line at the end, single white line across, that's a one-way road that we're allowed in. So we don't expect any cars to be coming the other way. So although it's narrow, we don't expect anyone to be coming the other way, so we should be able to just keep going along the road at an appropriate speed where we can navigate down here safely. And at the end of the road we'll be turning right. Turning right at the end of a one-way road, you know no one's coming in, so you can be on the right hand side, and not just can, you should be on the right hand side. It's going to help you to get out into the new road. Edging it forward to see past all those parked cars on the left and right. Wide section here, so not too fast on the power, and then go. And at the mini roundabout ahead. So vehicle approaching on the right hand side, they get priority of course, always give way to the right hand side, anyone coming in front of us from the right. And at the traffic lights ahead, we can't see the lane at the moment. There are two lanes down here. We don't know which one is for ahead. My money would be on the left one. And it is correct. Now, so far, Livia has got 2 driving faults, and she's going to pick up her 3rd in a moment. So keep an eye on the traffic lights. So we go forward now, just gaining speed, and they just change to amber as she gets there. The examiner felt there was time to stop. And it's because she was a little bit close to that car in front that she gave herself a difficult situation. There was also a car behind us. There was no serious fault there. It was nothing malicious. She didn't speed up. It wasn't dangerous. And that's why there was a driving fault. So earlier in the video we came the opposite way up this road. There's often parked cars around this corner. You never know what you're going to get around a corner. Today, lovely and open. There's often parked cars on the right hand side, which means as soon as you see parked cars on the right, you can expect other cars to be on your side of the road. Now down here coming into Netherfield, see all of that box junction for outside the fire station, the keep clear signs. Every junction has keep clears or a box junction, because there will be, in a few minutes, there will be a level crossing. So often the traffic is all snarled up back here, and you've got to leave every junction open. It quite clearly says keep clear on the ground. So if you're behind other cars, make sure you've got a whole junction's width between you and the car ahead. Another box junction for the crossing, the level crossing. Do not enter the box junction unless your exit is clear, which today is lovely and clear. So different to the route we came in now, we've gone around the back of Netherfield. It's about to become a one-way road, you can see from the sign on the left and right there. And then we are following the road ahead. Zebra crossing, can't quite prove it's clear. Now we can. Back to a two-way road, you can tell that from what's on the ground, and there was a sign as well. So we're ready in case anyone comes around the corner at the end. It's a tight bend to the right, so nice and slow. Tight bend to the left and a zebra crossing. Is it clear? Oh, that sunshine. So difficult to see. But Livia saw that person coming from the right hand side. Lots of speed bumps down this road, another zebra crossing, and some narrow sections with cars coming the other way as well. Nicely done by Livia here, slowed down enough to get past the road that was on the left, and enough to show that she wasn't coming through, so she could then go behind that last car. Again, over to the left, adjusting the speed so we can go between these two cars. An indicator as well told that car, I'm coming through, and there's plenty of room. Another zebra crossing to check. It's quite an easy one to see here. See both sides pretty well. Indicator was key there. She felt there was enough room to go through, so she indicated and went. And at the end of the test, the examiner did praise her for that part. A really badly parked car, but there was room, and she made it perfectly clear to the cars coming the other way she was coming. And at the traffic lights, we're turning right. So staying with that the white line on the right hand side, right next to us, indicating right to go into the lane. Keep it on for the junction as well. I often get asked at these sort of junctions where it's a right turn lane, should I indicate? What harm will it do? What harm will it do? And that's not a flippant comment, it is a question. You know it turns right in this lane, but not everyone's been down this lane, not everyone knows it. If you've got a right indicator on, Anyone around you knows you're going to the right. Any pedestrians over the other side of the road near Costa who perhaps want to cross, they know that you're going right. So if there was a pedestrian about to cross now, they won't, because you've got a right indicator on. So you may as well leave it on. It won't do any harm at that junction. And then up to speed. Speed limit being 40. Lovely clear road ahead of us. No obstacles, no problems. And then at the traffic lights, we'll be turning left. Always mirrors as you come down to a stop to know what's behind you. Check the side mirrors so you know what's next to you. Breathe and be ready to go. We love red lights at Moose Driving. It's our chance to breathe. We've got quite a few drivers who say they forget to breathe, but red lights are the great chance to do it. So around the corner, we'll be going ahead at the roundabout. There's a sign on the left to tell us what lanes to take, but there's also great markings down on the road as well. This one goes ahead and left, so left into Sainsbury's and ahead back to the test centre. Always know what's on your right-hand side when you've got a lane next to you, so right mirror check now to know what's there. Nice and clear in the roundabout. A key moment really coming up, I always think, on this road here. This is the point when a lot of learners think, I know where I am. I'm almost back at the test centre. Yeah, forget that. What you're actually doing is going past the lorry. You're considering the van. You've been told it's the next road on the right. It's the one just after the big trees. You've got too much to think about I'm near the test centre. Because right now, you've got a slow moving van in front of us. You need to turn right, and he's turning right as well. You've got to think what to do. He's got a flat tyre. We can hear it, we can see it. And he's going really slow. Looking past the van, it's clear, and the driver puts out his arm and waves her past. Check the mirrors, right indicator, past she goes. Now for me, that was absolutely amazing from Livia. At the very end of the test, to be thinking about that, thinking about the safety of looking around her, the safety of getting past that vehicle, which was the best thing to do, that was great work. Still not over yet though. Into the test centre, nice and slow. Looking up the road to see if anybody's coming out of the test centre. They get priority coming out. There's a giveaway line there if you need to wait. If you don't need to wait, then get over towards the right, go through the middle of the gates and up towards the car park. If you've already done your manoeuvre out on test, you'll be asked to pull into a bay. It doesn't matter how you do it, just make sure you don't hit the barrier at the end. Make sure it's nice and safe. But Livia hasn't done her manoeuvre yet. So she's already been told before she came in, she needs to do the reverse bay park into any empty bay. Her choice, left or right. She's chosen the right. So into the wide car park, move forward, over to the left, reversing and checking the mirrors, checking around her, checking down the road, up towards the test centre, on all around. Really nice and slow. And backed it straight into the space. She did a lot of work on her observations, on her manoeuvres, and it really showed. It was a beautiful drive by Livia. It's been an absolute pleasure knowing Livia over the weeks and months. She came with an amazing attitude to try. And we would get as far as we could. And we got really far.